Alright, good morning everyone. How's it going? That lens is a little dirty. Let's clean that. There we go. So this is the load we've got today. So how do we avoid getting tickets from CVSE or DOT in the rest of the world? Looking professional, using those corners up top, cleaning your reflectors, cleaning all your lights. Well, I guess the first rule is run by the book. Know what your weights are. Check out that winch in there. Super handy to have a bolt-on winch. To get two straps on the front pallet like that. And yeah, I'm allowed to overhang the front like that, so it's okay. Although detaching my trailer would be a little difficult. Good thing I don't have to. Jess is listening to tunes in here. Jamming to tunes. Of course, that'll be a copyright strike. Probably that's enough already. Some good music. Yeah, we need our radio stations that we enjoy. That's why our new truck should have satellite radio in it.
My phone reminded me to buy some CDs.
Buy some CDs, yes. We need to buy some CDs. Okay, nobody coming around that side.
Turn left on Cole Road, then take the ramp on the left.
Cole Road. We're at a rest area here between Abbotsford and Chilliwack. Get a load secure, cleaned all the reflectors, cleaned the lights, cleaned the license plate, made sure all the straps were tight, used the washrooms, stretched the legs. Head back to Highway 1. Yeah, so this is Cole Road. No, not cold, Cole. C-O-L-E Road, not cold. It is cold out, it's kind of chilly. It's just the wind. It's not even super fast wind, it's just, the wind just kind of cuts right through. Yeah, sure, it might have been clever.
Ramp on the left to Highway 1 East.
Sure will. Try to blend in. Oh good, he's pulling over. Nice. Thank you so much.
Continue on Highway 1.
Yeah, they still don't have those variable speed limits up yet. They're just testing, as in they're gathering data, running simulations on the computers with the data that they're getting, which is nice. It's nice that they set it all up and then kept the signs covered and gather data, run simulations so that when real world happens, it's less likely to go bonkers. Headed home for just a few hours. We'll go home for a few hours and then drive to Kelowna, unload there. First thing in the morning, they were quite adamant about having the straps all unstrapped by 6:30. When they come in, they want to unload me. So lickety split and get me out of the yard before all their customers show up. Okay, sounds fair. So I tend to go sleep in the yard. So how else do you avoid tickets? Like I said, be professional. Buy some gear that makes it easy to secure your load. Those plastic corners, all of those cost me $900. The extra winch, that was an extra 30 bucks there. That comes in super handy too. Clean lights, clean reflectors, clean license plate. Attitude. When you do get stopped, don't have an attitude. Go, I'm sorry. Just go, I thought I was running 100% legal. What did you see that I didn't see? Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, totally missed that. It's my bad. I'll fix that right away and I won't ever let it happen again. Because honestly, we're both, us as drivers and the CVSE officers or DOT officers, we're all out here doing the exact same thing. To make the transportation of goods across the country a safe thing to do. Make sure all the trucks out here are safe. And if there's a truck driver out there that does not take safety of their truck into consideration, that's why CVSE is there, to make sure, catch those guys that don't really care. I think most people do care, but there's always a couple that don't. Alright, you're way off on the shoulder there, okay. You're staying out of the way, good. Alright, we're traveling a bit on the slow side here. Let's giddy up. Everybody's doing about 10 kilometers under the speed limit. It's like, yeah, it's time to start passing people. So we did make the delivery today morning. I was exactly 7 minutes late. So no problems there. I was very much within their unload window, so that was nice and smooth.
Nobody even arrived after me.
Yeah, nobody arrived after me. I got a feeling with the Coca-Cola, the way it was. I'll talk about that in a second. There's probably a bunch of trucks that ran out of hours, and did he just do a U-turn in a place he's not allowed to do a U-turn? I don't think he did. Let's see. Interesting. I don't know what's going on there. And then tomorrow, it sounds like I might be headed to Klesnikov and loading for Prince George again. Those things always could change, so I don't know for sure. Really won't know until tomorrow, until I have the load on me. Until I'm loaded with a load, you really don't know what's going to happen. So we might not be home for the weekend. I'm thinking if that's the case, with yesterday being down so many hours, I'll have plenty enough hours to make it up to Prince George. I'll get there most of the way, well, not most of the way, I'll get there part way to Prince George tomorrow, and then, or yeah, tomorrow, and then part way on Saturday morning, so that should just work out really well, if that happens. So yesterday, the Coquihalla we ran into spots where it was snowing really hard, but the roads were slushy. But Coquihalla was really good until the very top. It was just solid ice at the very top. There was a crashed car, cops all over the place, down to one lane. And because the road had been closed earlier, a lot of truckers ran out of time and were sleeping in the brake check, which meant the brake check was unbelievably busy. There was a line backed up way out onto the highway. So people...
I think on the webcam it was like 7 kilometers.
Jess says on the webcam it said at one point they were backed up 7 kilometers. When we got there it wasn't backed up that far, but it was still backed up. So legally for a brake check, I just have to stop, do my brake check, mark it on my logbook, and we were traveling at 10 kilometers per hour, so I just got on the radio, told the trucks behind me that I was stopping on the road. I stopped on the road, got out, a couple other guys did the same thing, we jumped out, did our brake check, marked it in our logbook, and off we went. And now we went in the fast lane and passed everybody. We've legally done our brake check at the top of the summit, and we don't have to actually pull into the brake check. I'm like, let's just start rolling. So a whole bunch of us just rolled by the brake check, the actual pull-out part of it. It's like, okay, let's get in the fast lane and just take our time. We didn't go fast down the fast lane, but we were going about 40-50 kilometers while everybody else was crawling at 10 kilometers. That worked out.
Snowing in Kelowna already.
It's snowing in Kelowna now?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
We just 50 kilometers. Here's Penticton will get the worst of the storm.
Penticton's going to get the worst of the storm. Interesting. That is different.
5 to 10 centimeters.
What time is it supposed to hit, right? Starting now?
Sounds
So by the time we get home, it should be a disaster down in
like it's
Penticton.
5 to 10 with up to 60 kilometer wind gusts in Penticton. Doesn't feel like 97 though.
Crazy. Well, we'll hammer down and see if we can get over Yellow Lake before that becomes an ice rink.
Calgary's only minus 20 to 20 centimeters.
It's definitely a cold streak going through BC and Alberta right now. Cold spell. Alright, we're at half a tank of fuel. Home is 300 kilometers away. So I'm not going to fuel up until Princeton for sure. And maybe even keep going after that. I am hungry. I should have stopped and ate something at the brake check. Or not the brake check, at the rest area. That's okay. There's another rest area up ahead. Not too far away. It's supposed to be cold this weekend? Okay. In Prince George? How cold? Minus 20? All the days. What's the coldest it's going to get while we're up there at night?
At night?
Yep.
Minus 18.
Minus 18, okay. Yeah, it'll be cold. maybe I'll bring that sleeping bag back into the truck.
Make up your mind, can you?
Well, it's like it's starting to feel like summer. I could start taking some winter gear out of here. But now we're getting runs to areas of the country where it's cold. It's like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be taking winter gear out of here yet. Yeah, runs are good money and they're fun runs. Get to see family. Be allergic to the dogs they have or dog they have. Jess will be sneezing and wheezing, but it's worth it. At least for me. I don't know if it's worth it for her. Yeah.
Just sit on the porch and wait.
She says she'll sit on the porch and wave. Pretty darn time. Pretty darn what? Making pretty darn time? We're making time? We're making pretty darn good time? There we go. There we go. Yeah, that's it. That's it. We just went past Princeton and we're continuing eastbound on Highway 3. Towards Headley. Just been kind of thinking the last couple hours, and I'm leaning toward, if we do get that Prince George run, to just head up there right away. I'm gonna look at how many hours we have. How many hours are we gonna need? Probably about 20 hours. Maybe a little more, 23 hours, something like that. I don't know, I haven't done any math. This is just wild guess off the top of my head. I'll have to do the math, see if we have the hours to even make that drive, to make it there. That'll be important. Let me think. So tomorrow, driving to Castlegar and getting back home would be a full day. That's 12, 13 hours, and then it's about 10 hour drive to Princeton, so 23 would be the maximum hours. Except I plan on taking a shortcut. That should save a few hours. Taking the ferry. So from Castlegar, Klesnikoff, north of Castlegar, take Highway 6 north, take the ferry, head up to Revelstoke, and then take Highway 1 all the way to Cache Creek, and then head north to Prince George. I feel that would be the fastest way of doing it.
Done that once.
I believe we've done that run once as well, so I think tomorrow we'll include a ferry ride if that's the run. Just my mental image of the maps and how everything's laid out, I think that's probably the most efficient way of doing it. If it's exactly the same type of run, it will not be a tarp run, so that'll save me an hour Well, this time of year it's pretty warm out. It shouldn't take me more than half an hour to tarp a load if I'm in a. If I rush it, I can easily tarp a load in half an hour. And Jess can come help as well, but I doubt it'll be a tarp load. So I think we're gonna go home for just a few hours, 2 or 3 hours, see if we can get my laundry done. And then head up to Kelowna. That way tomorrow I can use all 13 of my hours driving from Kelowna to Castlegar, and then start heading north and see how far we can get. And drive Saturday, which means we'll only have Sunday off. But the earlier we get there on Saturday, we'll have half of a Saturday if we can time everything out properly. We'll get at least a Saturday evening off, and then Sunday and unload first thing on Monday morning, head to Quesnel and load there Monday morning still, and then head south again with a Quesnel load. That is what I think the plan is right now. But I'm a planner. Planning makes my life so much better. As in, planning ahead gives me more time off on the weekends, or it gives me more money, depending on which way I want to plan. And then Jess throws a wrench into it? No, then the truck blows up. Yeah, Prince George run back to back will be decent money, except for the fact that I had an extra day off during the week. So that kind of hurts the payday. So, but the Prince George run should make up for it, and still should be a regular payday. Loaded both directions, yeah. And this time rounding up there, we won't have a trainee, so it should be more efficient. But he was loading at Castlegar today morning. That's where the new guy was loading. So we should actually keep an eye out for a Supco truck headed this way. Drives a Kenworth number 1836. What's that?
I haven't been looking for elk.
Yeah, last time we came through here, there were elk here, so always got to watch for those in this area while they're migrating. But they maybe all have migrated through by now, but I'm not sure. drive around Prince George to find a moose. Last time I was there without you, I saw a moose like 3 blocks from where my sister lives, so that's in the city. In a city, residential, as far as you can see, there's a moose just standing there on the side of the road. It's like, yeah, that's something you only see up north. Moose come into Kelowna as well? That's cool. That's kind of cool. A little bit of blue sky up there. The storm's supposed to be hitting Penticton hard, but I don't see it right now, so hopefully it doesn't hit us too hard while I'm driving up to Kelowna later on. Iron Bowl. I like that gold, well, copper look. Copper look of those trucks. It's just a cool, unique, different color. You can always know when it's an Iron Bowl truck. One of my friends actually, his dad owns that company, Iron Bowl, so I'm sure I could get a very good reference going to working over there. There's a couple of different companies I would have a really good reference if I wanted to work for them. So it's always nice to have doors open, right? You never know when you need one of those doors. Keep those open. No matter how happy you are in your current job, always keep the doors open for other jobs. Never turn away someone that has an offer. Just go, I'll listen. You never know when you find a company that will treat you better, pay you more, and more enjoyable work. Never deny yourself that. But right now, I'm super happy working where I am right now. Very, very few complaints. Probably the least complaints I've ever had of any job. And I don't have very many complaints to begin with. I'm pretty easy to work with. And it's a lot to say that this is a company I've had the least complaints of ever. But having said that, if a much better offer comes around, I'm not closed-minded to it. I'm not in the habit of jumping ship easily, but I'm not closed to new offers either. So I would say anybody that just flat out closed to anyone that's going to come talk to you and give you an offer, if you're just going to turn them away without listening to the offer, you're pretty dumb. Unless you already sense what kind of people they are, or unless you already know the people that are coming talking to you are dishonest, you would not enjoy working for them. Let them give their spiel, and If it sounds enticing, start doing the research and make sure they really are what they say they are. Don't jump ship because some PR guy makes it sound awesome. Research and make sure they're actually awesome. More takers? No? No? Okay. Don't worry guys, we'll be up to speed soon. We are pretty darn heavy. I always think Snilkameen Valley here is pretty darn beautiful. I probably just said that it was a boring section a couple of videos ago, but you know what? When you actually stop and pause and look at the place, it is beautiful. Rustic camping, 1.4 kilometers ahead. I'm guessing they mean no facilities, just a porta potty. I'm guessing that's what they mean by rustic camping, but I'm not sure. Slow in, fast out. Wow. Slow in for sure and attempt to fast out. The Super B, sometimes you can't exit fast either. sunshine. Getting close to Penticton, so no sign of a storm yet, but they just said it's supposed to show up a little later. Foggy Mountain Ranch trail rides. Having said that, I've driven up those trails with my pickup before. Or no, it was a Ford Explorer, the SUV. I just opened gates and drove into the field. Drove up the road. Looks like it's a private road. Right here, that gate right there, I opened that gate and drove in. Drove up the mountain. Sure, you can have my last cough drop. But it's my last cough drop. I did eat your last candy. Climbing up to Yellow Lake on Highway 3A between Karamias and Khalid. Well, technically between Olalla and Khalid. Nope, between Olalla and Twin Lakes. Get it down to the smallest communities where between all of those facts are true. We're also between Vancouver and Kelowna too. We're in between Yukon and Texas. Yep. Okay, Jess is correct on that one. Wonder if there's still people fishing on this lake. Because it's been going above zero quite a bit. So I don't know if the ice is still safe to go out on. Someone scratched up the highway with chains over there. It is a steep climb. I never thought of this as a really steep climb, but it's a really steep climb. We're down to 25 kilometers an hour. But we're pretty darn close to a max weight load though too. Here's the lake, Yellow Lake. I know you don't see it yet, but yeah, I know it's here. We're kayaking up here quite a bit. Not that many tracks out onto the ice. Well, there are some tracks, yeah, they're just blended in really well. The fresh dusting of snow on top of it has cleared out a lot of tracks, but there's still tracks out there, yeah. Oh yeah, the lake is definitely thawing out on the edges, so not sure I would want to walk onto that lake. In fact, I know I wouldn't want to walk onto that lake. Currently, our geocache is inaccessible. Can't walk over the ice and you can't kayak to it. They did a lot of blasting on this corner a few years ago to make this corner a safer corner. They made the road quite a bit wider. There used to be no shoulders at all around these corners. No shoulder. Just white line to white line. That was all the room there was. One of the big reasons why they wanted to add a shoulder is because there's so many bicyclists along this route. Well guys, we're gonna head home. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Perhaps on a ferry. So thanks for watching. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed. Adios.